been a while since I've seen it like this. I think I've seen it worse a couple years ago, but this is without a doubt still pretty bad. But it's pretty eerie. The water feels, I want to say it feels cooler. So as you're aware, I got the benefit, if you want to call it that. I'm no longer drowning in financial problems for the time being, but that don't mean I'm not on a short fuse and I still need to figure something out ASAP. Otherwise, so I've been busy lately. I've been downtown for the last week. Like, I haven't been in the lake since a while, actually. At least a week, probably about a week. But it's been a while, and it's just been busy downtown. I still don't have a story. Actually, part of the downtown shots were to be part of the vlog that I wanted to do. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it off. That's why I'm kind of, this might be a crutch. But I'm going to share the creative idea. The story, I'm going to leave that. That's, but the aesthetics is I wanted to go through the downtown core and eventually sort of end up in a spot that's pretty quiet. And I kind of figured I might be going towards Knox for a little while, anyways. And anyway, the whole idea is I wanted actually some of the fire smoke to be in the picture, but not like it is today. This is too much. The idea being is for a while, there was smoke kind of just hanging over the mountains back there, and it was pretty clear down here. We didn't have any breathing problems. But we still had this effect where we had this big giant, in photography and videography, it's just basically a softbox effect. But as you can see with the golden sun, it's orange. So this effectively gives you a longer golden hour. It is quite pretty. I hate to say it, I know it's fire, it sucks, but even sitting here, it's got a sort of surreal feel. Now, mind you, I'd rather not have a single day of this, once, twice in a lifetime kind of thing, But if you just kind of go, well, it's here, what can I appreciate? Like, I don't even know if you can see the bridge. I can just barely sort of make it out. Alright, so I really need to get on with something, and this is the part that I'm really disappointed, even in myself to even say, but I really haven't gotten much done in the last couple of weeks or so since I've been, basically, like I said, I went out shopping, got some of that stuff. There's still quite a lot of things I got to do. I really haven't really done much of anything. One of them, for an example, is my license. It expires this year. I got a notice back in March or whatever it was about, setting up an appointment. And by the time, I was like, I can't afford that. So anyway, I still got to get that done. And the problem or the thought that I have is I got to do something with my hair or something, because they're probably going to want to take another picture. I really don't blame them. So do I see myself being the person with this style? Like, no, this is for other reasons. Yeah, that's for other reasons. So, and I don't like these reasons, and I don't want to have this hair. I want, So that's why when it comes to my driver's license, it's probably in my best interest to, yeah, that means, that's really cool. I don't think I can get that in camera, but basically I just put like a slab of mud, kind of like this on my hand, and wow, I don't know if you can see this, but oh man, this is really trippy. This is really cool to look at. However, I'm certain you'll have a hard time seeing any of this at all. All these distractions. That's what I enjoy about coming out here is, it may not be like the most exciting place, but things do happen from time to time. Interesting things, like things you just stop and look at and go, all right. You want to know a funny confession? I'm not going to demonstrate it, but my hair is long enough now that it can end up in my mouth when I'm trying to eat, and I don't like that at all. And another funny thing is my burns or whatever that's on the side of my face, the wind can blow it into my eye. I'm like, yeah. It's gotta go. But there's meaning to why it's here, and that isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, they're claiming that there's increased COVID cases in the Okanagan. The forest fire smoke has absolutely no effect on it, I'm sure. I'm sure they're, they're idiots. I don't know I'm not watching them all the time. I'm busy doing other things, but they make so many excuses, so many things that simple questions can destroy their simple and yet elegant, and it works. They've got the majority of people at the whim. I think it was a couple of days ago. I didn't catch the news on it. So anyway, I go to the store and security officer is like, would you like a complimentary face mask? And I look at him, he's got his mask back on, and I'm like, no. And he didn't bug me or anything like that, and I continued on, and everybody in the store had masks back on. I didn't see a single person without a mask. So, I just continued doing my thing, and left and went home to figure out, okay, what's going on? Yeah. And the funny thing is it's not funny at all, but an N95 mask or rating, it's a rating, is sufficient for this type of smoke. However, N95 masks that are just like the basic mask, they don't fit well enough, and they pose risks for having gaps and whatnot. So even though the mask itself is an N95, it doesn't necessarily mean that it can do well in an N95 environment. I actually have the correct mask. I bought it a couple of years ago in, I think, 2017 when we had all those forest fires. And I still have that mask. I keep it nice in a bag. It's all, good for next use. But again, can't really wear, like this would be a perfect day for it. If you're going to be out for probably like 20 minutes or so, anything more than that, you may want to consider wearing a mask, especially if you have issues to begin with. And that's the problem. People that are having issues are having more issues, but even healthy people, it's going to knock them down. Okay, 1 year, probably not the end of the world, but consecutively, every other year or whatever, over their lifetimes, it's going to give everybody bad lungs. This is more dangerous than COVID. I mean, imagine if this was global. Well, not if it was global. It would block out the sun and we'd cool down. Mass starvation would be so maybe we're grateful the whole world's not literally putting smoke in them. But we got a couple decades of this. This is just the beginning. It's gonna get pretty bad. For those that are still here in 10 years, you're gonna wonder. Okay, before this continues on to being a ramble, I guess I got one of my major points off, or two, sort of like a catch up and the hair thing. So if you have any suggestions, fire them in the comments or whatever, or personal message me or something, and we'll see. It does need to be probably sooner rather than later, but yeah, let's see what happens there. There was another major point that I wanted to make. It's a little. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to say that. That has a lot to do with the. So I could still probably do that. I actually have another idea I'm kind of floating on that just kind of popped up. It'd be really, really. I don't know if it'd match the feeling of what I'm going for. So unless I can change the feeling, like the story, and match the feeling to that, could probably consider that. All these little filmmaking techniques, there's a logic linear story, if you will. And I'm pretty bad at telling my story like that, I will be frank. I'm more of a lecturer kind of a person, but I do get that telling a story, you're trying to somebody's watching something, but they're also trying to feel something, and you're trying to put that feeling into them. So it's really good. So you can have a message, and you can, say pick, I don't know, whatever, 4 feelings, opposing feelings, like on the opposite ends of things, within reason, of course, but anyway, you can take that same sort of meat and potatoes and tell a story in those feelings, and it works. It can work. Obviously, there'll be a better version, and one that you'll be like, but it does work. So anyway, that's the whole idea too. Like, when I'm creating my blogs, I'm thinking of the story, I'm thinking of how and where I'm going to shoot it, and then what feeling would be the best to go with it, and then I mold that story into the feeling. I'll admit I don't have it perfected or, well exercised or well executed. Like sometimes I do pull off, I think, pretty well considering how far I've come along so far, but, it is easier said than done sometimes. So anyway, if I'm sharing this with you, okay, hope you enjoyed it, and I guess we'll see you around. Have a good one.